Hi again. So this is the second video. Going to be looking at some books from the shelves now. So we've got this novel, J.M. Coates' Summertime. I read this last year. This is my first time actually to read him, and I liked him as a writer very much. Dealing with the isolation of characters and their relationships to each other, and the sense of home and the loss of that. It's a good little novel. You can see it's not overly long, so I think he's a good start. That book's a good starter for him. What else? What else? We've got a load of Camus down here. You can see. As I was saying, we've got The Plague, got The Fall, got The Rebel, Exile in the Kingdom. These are essays. This one here. So I would go to Camus and also to his compatriot, we could call him Jean-Paul Sartre, who we might get to if they've got something in of his over there. Jean-Paul Sartre's Nausea is well worth reading. Up here, let's go to Bukowski. So Bukowski became known in some ways as the bad boy of writing, but just in terms of that he was uncensored and he went for it, and he great poet as well. And he just wrote very real accounts of living in LA, and he was an alcoholic, but a functioning one, and his experiences fighting against the fact that he had to work, where was his next paycheck coming from, trying to write his things, his relationships. It doesn't sound like much, but you have to read him. He really exposes the lies of the world and the lies that people tell each other. So put Bukowski back. We've got some more Bukowskis there. What else? Let's move along. I'm just going to pick out some things that speak to me. Let's move over here. We've got a load of Murakami here. You can see a whole section of Murakami. I've read all of them, and I wish I hadn't because I love him very much. So I'm waiting for him to write something else. Let's see, up here we've got, Jack Kerouac, Big Sur. So Jack Kerouac was one of the beatniks, one of the most well-known beatniks, along with Allen Ginsberg, William Burroughs, and a great writer. And he took a lot of chances with his work, especially with the format that he wrote in. So check him out, not just for his novels and what he's talking about, but also for the way that he writes them. This book, but especially Cody, which is another book normally carried by Zamalik. Irving Welsh. I haven't read this book, but the writer, Irving Welsh, I've read several of his pieces. So check him out. He's a British writer, and he's again, he's kind of a bit cutting edge, taking no chances, taking no prisoners. He's the lack of censorship in that, and he's a very good writer. I read Crime, which was especially good because he's dealing with the second person in every second chapter, the use of the second person, you, which is a very effective and interesting approach. Jeanette Winterson. So she's as close as we've got maybe in the UK to magical realism and surrealism, because both those genres are normally said to come from South America. So Jeanette Winterson, she's been writing for a long time. She's a professor at Manchester University now, and she is a fabulous writer. Actually, a writer that's like Jeanette Winterson is Margaret Atwood, but I'm not sure if we've got Atwood. Yeah, Atwood. Can't see any. Oh, this is a new one. Okay, so this is a new one by Margaret Atwood. I've not read this. I love her early work. I'm not so keen personally on her later work, but I've not read this. But her very early work, Edible Woman, The Oracle, Lady Oracle, Bodily Harm, The Handmaid's Tale, all of those titles are, for me, amazing. Canadian writer. She's a beautiful writer, Margaret Atwood. She's been writing for a long time. Oh, there we have Bodily Harm up there. Let's go over here. I read this recently. I wasn't sure if I'd enjoy it. Bastard of Istanbul by Elif Shafak, but I did. I really got into the plot, and it's not such a twist at the end, because I did know, or I could work out what happened, but still it felt shocking at the very end, and the tone changed. So I thought that she took a chance with this plot, and I like this book very much. And of course we've got the classics here. As the classics, I'd be saying Dostoevsky. The Idiot is a great novel. He's actually got one they're not carrying at the moment, which is got two. It's got one about prison. It's got The Gambler. The Gambler is a beautiful little novella by Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky, Tolstoy. Certainly Tolstoy's short stories. Oh, that's War and Peace. He took 25 years to write that. Yeah.
It's very important to write.
Yeah. His short stories are worth going, especially The Death of Ivan Ilyich. That's one of Tolstoy's short stories. We've got so many here. Bronte with Wuthering Heights. I'm not really personally into Jane Austen and the Brontes, but amazing ballad writers. Gogol, I love Gogol, another Russian writer. Who else? Hemingway, we'll finish with a Hemingway. The Old Man and the Sea, one of his most well-known works. Very small, and supposed to be one of his most beautiful metaphorical pieces. So Hemingway I don't normally like, actually, although I think he says a lot of very good things about how to write, and he has very interesting essays on how to write. But this book is well worth reading. Thank you very much.